Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Ankur Sinha and I'm the faculty coordinator for the course on artificial intelligence and machine learning for business. This course will be conducted from 8th of September until 3rd of October 2021. In a while, I will let you know the timing of the session and what days of the week we will be conducting the sessions. The program details are available on our website. I have provided the website link at the bottom, and I will also request our program coordinator, who's Vidya Kadambari, to share these links with all the participants. We will also share this presentation with all the participants who have registered for the webinar in case some of you have not been able to participate. Very quickly, a bit about IIM Ahmedabad. So we are a premier organization in management, education, research, and consulting in India. We are the first business school in the country to be awarded the EQUIS accreditation. And we have been ranking consistently as the #1 institute in the management category in the country. For example, the NIRF ranking 2020, we were ranked as the #1 institution in the country in the management category. IIM Ahmedabad offers a number of programs. For example, we have our flagship MBA program, the 2-year MBA program, as well as the 1-year MBA program. We also offer PhD degrees. And at the same time, we also engage actively in executive education. Interestingly, you will be surprised to know that the first programs that IIM Ahmedabad offered almost 6 decades back was the executive education program. We pride in that. We like to connect with the executives because that's a great learning experience for us as well. It helps us stay relevant. It helps us understand the problem that industry is facing and so on. The course on AI ML for business is being offered through our executive education arm at IIM Ahmedabad. Here are the timings of the program. So the program will be offered 3 times a week. On Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. The timing will be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. There will be 75-minute sessions, and we will be offering 2 such sessions on each of these days with a 15-minute to half an hour break. So on each of these days, what you observe is we're talking about 2.5 contact hours and around 15 minutes to half an hour. You have a break between 2 75-minute slots. Therefore, the overall contact hour with the faculty members in this program is going to be 2.5 hours multiplied by 12. We will be meeting 12 times. Week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, which makes it a 30-hour contact program. I'm Ankur Sinha, the faculty coordinator. There will be 5 other faculty members with me who will be participating in the program. The first one is, of course, me. Then we have Professor Tathagata Bandyopadhyay, who's our Dean Faculty. We'll have Professor Diptesh Ghosh, who's again a faculty at IIM Ahmedabad. And then we have 3 external people. Pradeepto and Abhishek are 2 folks from industry. They will bring their own industry experience in the program. And we have a faculty member from abroad, Pekka Malo, who works in the area of natural language processing and machine learning and deep learning ideas applied to financial text mining. If you look at the overall design of the course itself, almost 80% of the course will focus on artificial intelligence and machine learning tools. However, 2 other important pillars of analytics are optimization and statistics. And any course on analytics cannot be complete if we don't talk about optimization and statistics. So Professor Diptesh Ghosh will bring the optimization aspects in this program, and Professor Tathagata Bandyopadhyay will bring certain statistics aspects in the program. The constitution is exactly as you see it over here. 80% of the focus is on AI and ML tools and how it can be applied to business, 10% on optimization, and 10% on statistics. Do let me know if you have any questions. You can either write it on the chat or you can write it on the Q&A in front of you. If you look at the course content, before the start of the program, there will be a 3-hour pre-recorded Python tutorial that will be shared with you. It is a proprietary video in which you will get to see me talking about Python. We'll cover the basic aspects of Python and get you started with 3 hours of this pre-recorded content. So even before the course starts on 8th of September, almost a week before that, we will share these videos with you. These videos will be 3-hour content, but then broken into videos of 10 to 15 minutes each, where each of these videos will cover one particular aspect from the Python programming language. The expectation is that we are already able to teach you a bit of programming before the start of the course itself. Now, this is not where Python ends. We will also cover 2.5 hours in person on the Python programming language. So once the course starts, I will spend almost 2.5 hours with you to train you a bit on Python programming. So overall, if you see how much time we are devoting to programming itself, is 2.5 hours out of 30 will be devoted towards programming. And this is 3 hours of additional content that will be shared with you before the start of the course. Now, the question is, do you need to know programming to do this course? Or can you join this course even if you have never done programming before? Well, if you look at the Python programming language itself, it is fairly easy, not very difficult to get started with. And what I have felt from my prior engagements with executives in the past is that 5.5 hours is almost sufficient to get people started with programming, even if they have not done programming in the past. But what is important is you need to have the bent of mind. You need to be a bit analytical to understand some of these things. And if you don't have this analytical acumen in you, then you might find some of these things difficult, not just programming difficult, but also some of the other stuff that we will cover in this program. Again, a background in analytics is not required to participate in this program. Let's say if you have a degree in engineering, if you have studied mathematics up to class 11th, 12th, I think that is good enough for you to get started with this program and get an idea that how artificial intelligence and machine learning tools can be applied to various application problems. But if you do not have that analytical bent of mind, or you are fearful of numbers, then definitely this program is not. Now, the way the program has been designed is it's a mix of methods and applications. So as I said, that on each of the days, we will be spending 2.5 hours with you, where 75 minutes, we will be talking about a method from the area of machine learning and artificial intelligence. And another 75 minutes, we will be developing an application with that method. So at the end of each of the 2 sessions, each of these 2.5 hours, what you will find is you would have learned a method and you will have an application. When I say you have an application with you, it's more like a machine learning model that is solving a real world problem. I'm not talking about developing a front end application, right? It's more about understanding the method and applying that method to an application problem. Each algorithm will be discussed in depth, as well as we will look at some of the nuances of that method when it comes to applying it to real world data sets or real world application problems. And this is a hands-on course. When I say hands-on, what I mean to say is that you will be developing the application in the classroom. It's not that I will be showing you that this is how you would develop an application and this is how the problem would be solved. After we have covered the first 75 minutes where the method has been spoken about, in the remaining 75 minutes, we will interact with each other and we will together design the entire concepts in such a way so that it will be amenable to solve a business application problem. And that's why I'm saying that it's an hands-on course. You have to do the implementation, you have to do the programming along with me with my support. And of course, the other faculty members will also conduct the sessions in a similar way. Let me just very quickly take you through some of the applications that we will be talking about in this particular course. We will be talking about classification problems. What is a classification problem? A classification problem is something that classifies objects or people into one of the two classes or one of the many classes. For example, if a customer comes to you saying that he or she wants a loan. Now, how exactly does this evaluation happen that whether to grant a loan to this person or not to grant a loan to this person? Usually what banks do is they look at the data of the person, whether the person is married, whether the person has kids or no kids, what is the annual household salary of the person, what is the loan amount the person is requesting for, whether the person owns a car, doesn't own a car, and what is the education level of the person. And then it is decided whether to grant the loan or not to grant. So a human or a person or an individual is evaluating each and every application and then a decision is made. However, let's say if the bank decides that, no, I would like to now transition into an online system where within 3 seconds, I want to let my customers know whether the loan is granted or is not granted. Now here what we are talking about is there is a machine that accesses the data of this individual and within 3 seconds lets the person know that whether loan is granted or not granted. 0 denotes that loan is not granted, 1 denotes that the loan is granted. Now, if at all you have to develop such kind of a machine learning system, a machine learning model, what kind of tools and methods will you be using? There are a number of methods that solve classification problems. 2 of them I have stated over here, support vector machines, decision trees, and there are a few more that we will talk about in the course, and we will be solving this particular problem from the finance sector. Let's look at a different problem. Now, this problem is from the e-commerce sector. All your customers are scattered in a city. You have, let's say, 4 or 5 delivery boys, and you want these delivery boys to create assortments of the products that the customers have ordered, and you want these guys to go ahead and distribute these assortments to all the customers that span around throughout the city. Now, how exactly would you assign delivery boys to these customers? Now, as soon as you see such kind of a problem, let's say if I have to assign 4 delivery boys. Now, this problem requires optimization as well as a bit of clustering. Just writing this problem as an optimization problem, it might become a massive problem, which will be very difficult to solve. And therefore, we try to combine at times 2 or 3 tools together to solve this problem. For example, one of the ways to simplify this problem would be, what if I simply do clustering? As soon as you do clustering, you are able to find 4 clusters of your customers. cluster number 1, cluster number 2, cluster number 3, and cluster number 4. Can you assign the delivery boys to each of these clusters and then further solve an optimization problem telling the delivery boy that follow this route? This is the shortest path that you can take, or this is the order in which you can go and do the deliveries for these set of customers. So you could see clustering, optimization, all of it are working together to solve this interesting real world problem. This is one of the other applications that we will be looking at. Let us look at an additional application that comes from the area of handwriting recognition or recognizing certain things from images. Now we'll be talking about neural networks, and we will get started with this particular data set in the context of neural networks, which is called the MNIST data set. In this data set, the objective is to recognize what is the digit in each of the data sets. Has the person written 0 or 1, 2? In each of the images, what is the character exactly written by a person? And this is something we will solve using a neural network problem, and you would see that we'll be able to achieve almost human level or better than human level accuracies for these kind of data sets. Now, if you can recognize digits from the data set, you can certainly recognize other kinds of objects as well, whether it's a car in the data set, whether it's a bike in the data set, whether it's a person present in the image, whether it's an apple that is kept in an image, whether it's a spoon kept in an image, and we can do very fine-grained image analytics to identify what all objects are there within a particular image. And that is how we'll transition from machine learning slowly towards deep learning, and we will be developing such kind of models where you will be able to identify objects from within images. So as you could see that we started from problems where the data was more in a structured form, and now here we have a data set which is more of an unstructured data set, for example, a bunch of images. How do I identify what all objects are there in such kind of unstructured data sets or images? And we will be considering these kind of examples as well in the course. Let us look at another example from the area of natural language processing. Here, the objective is to understand the language and convert my understanding of the language into a decision. For example, mid-caps now turn into market darlings. Now, what does it say about mid-caps? Is it a positive statement about mid-caps, or a negative statement about mid-caps, or a neutral statement about mid-caps? And based on this, what kind of an investment decision will you take? Now, of course, once you read this news, what you might say is that, oh, maybe I should also go ahead and make an investment in mid-caps. But let's say an algorithm, a trader who's doing trading with the help of algorithms wants to convert this understanding directly into a decision without himself or herself reading this piece of news. In such a case, you will need a system that understands the news, understands the sentiments in the news, and then converts it into a decision to buy, sell, or hold a particular stock. And this is widely studied in the area of financial news analytics, and we will be solving such kind of problems as well. I see there are a few questions already. I will be taking the questions as soon as I'm done with the presentation. Just give me a few more minutes. If time permits, we'll also be looking at one problem from computer vision, where there is T-Rex in front of you, and you will be sitting in front of your computer, and whenever you would jump, T-Rex would jump. Whenever you would bend, T-Rex would bend. So based on gestures, we will try to control this T-Rex, and therefore we'll try to solve one example from the area of computer vision as well. And most likely I will be taking this particular example in the course where using gestures, we will try to control this T-Rex dinosaur. I'm sure you must have played this game whenever your internet has been down in the past. Now, each of these applications will be developed during the session, and the data set and code for each of the application that we would develop will be made available to all the participants of the course. The participants will receive a certificate of participation from IIM Ahmedabad that they have undergone this training program on AI and ML for business. The program fee, I'm sure, must have already been communicated to you, or you would have already seen it on the website. It is 1.12 lakhs plus GST. Now, who's the intended audience? Who all should or might like to attend this particular program? So executives who are working in companies who want to understand what is AI and ML, how does it exactly work, and how should they leverage these tools within their organizations. For example, let's say there is a person who's leading a data analytics team within the organization and has not been exposed to AI ML tools in the past and would like to know that how exactly these tools work and what kind of business problems they can solve, so that this person can go back to his own team and can have a conversation with some of the new folks who are joining his organization in the area of analytics. Some of the new problems that this person is facing in his organization, and he sees a potential that maybe AI ML tools can handle such kind of problems. Executives with a technical background, BE or BTech, they may or may not have a professional degree like an MBA or so, might also be interested in such programs. Because in the past, not all the MBA programs focused on machine learning and AI tools. Now, even in our 2-year PGP program and 1-year PGPX program, so both are MBA programs, in both our 2-year and 1-year MBA programs, we do have courses where we talk about machine learning and AI and optimization and all these sort of things. But let's say if you have not been exposed to some of these tools in the past, and you feel that the business requirements that are coming up, you need to have the know-how, and you are welcome to this particular program. Now, executives who are willing to get into some new areas, who are looking to switch into the area of data science, they are also welcome in this particular program. This is the starter package that we are offering, with which you will be able to enter the area of machine learning, and will bring you to such a level that beyond that point, you will yourself be able to go ahead, read books, a bit more advanced books on deep learning and stuff like that, and you will be able to understand that what exactly is going on. Some of the terminologies that are used in the book, you will be able to follow. Whenever I say test data, whenever I say training data, and all those sort of things, you will be able to understand the language. In the past, faculty members from other institutes have also participated in this program. So if you are a faculty member and you want to develop a similar sort of a course back in your institute, then what you will see is that this 30 contact hours is almost like a full course than what that one would like to offer in his or her institute. A very similar course is actually offered to our MBA students over here at IIM Ahmedabad itself, and I'm the one who's offering this course to our MBA students. For any further information, please get in touch with me. This is my email ID. Vidya Kadambari is the program coordinator. You can even write to her for any additional information.